Hey y'all, Xander Kai here. We are about to start a brand new historical quest line on May 9th, running through the 16th. It'll be for Vincent van Gogh. If you complete it and put down the building that it will give you, you will get another one of your little animated characters walking around like we have with Napoleon and with Cleopatra. You will also get one of these Baroque garden architecture style buildings like we had with the obelisk and with the gate. This one will be a 3x2 building called the Magnum Opus. It is a production building similar to the cider mill or to the gondola dock that allows you to pick one of 6 productions. One of the options is forge points every 8 hours. If you think about it, a 3x2 building producing up to 3 forge points a day is an excellent deal. Before we start any quest line, there's a couple basic things we want to make sure we have in place. First, we want to make sure that we're enthusiastic. If you're not enthusiastic, you're wasting gold, you're wasting supplies, and you're not getting as many points as you can when you attack people. So we want to make sure we're enthusiastic. We have gold, we have supplies, we have goods in our inventory, because we might have to donate, negotiate, whatever it might be. And we also want to make sure we have some forge points. You get the forge points from contributing to other players' great buildings. Occasionally you'll get them from quests. I'll do another video solely on how to acquire and use forge points efficiently. Another thing that I like to do before we start off is I need to have a little open space. Preferably 4x4. This is 3x4. A 3x3 can also work. And one of the reasons why is throughout all these different quests, you'll be asked to build cultural buildings or decorations, and you have a place you can put them down. Unless it tells you have to acquire population or a certain amount of happiness, you can simply put the building down and then delete it. So having a little open sector right before the quests or events is always important to have. Another thing I always try to make sure before I start any quest or event is I want to make sure I have one province that only has one sector left. You're almost always guaranteed that one of the things is going to be acquire a province. And that's why I try not to rush ahead too far on my map. And I always try to make sure I have another province that I can acquire sectors without taking the entire province. It sounds complicated, but here's the reason why. If I had to acquire 2 sectors early on and I didn't have a different province, I would have to take this one, scout an entire new province, and for me that takes over a day, almost 2 days to do, plus have to take all the different sectors in that province and acquire the province in order to complete the final stage of the quest. So I always try to make sure I have 2 provinces open, one of which is almost completed. The other one has nothing going on with it, and then I can infiltrate. I also try to always have a province I can scout. So sometimes it is difficult having 3 provinces available, or 2 you can play on and 1 you can scout, but I always try to do that going into quest. The last thing before you start any quest is to make sure that you have not aided, polished, or attacked all your friends and neighbors. You're usually going to have to polish some people or motivate, or you're going to have to attack or defeat so many units. And if you've gone through your entire friends and neighbors list, it's going to require you to wait 24 more hours before you're able to do this. So enough talking. I'll actually pull open what the quest steps are and start showing you through these. A lot of these are self-explanatory. If you need more help, send me a message. I'm happy to answer anything. But we look here. Spend forge points, make people enthusiastic. Pretty easy to do. Spend coins and motivate, or spend 1,000 tavern silver. I'll say this about the tavern silver is fully upgrade your tavern. After you do, you'll have tavern silver just pouring in. I've got 110,000 tavern silver right now. And you can run boosts pretty much around the clock and you will never go low on your tavern silver. But if you have not upgraded your tavern all the way, motivate and polish. Get your tavern upgraded. It will make your gameplay a lot easier. So that's my only recommendation with part 2. Either way, it's a very easy quest to complete. Quest 3, spend forge points and build a cultural building. I showed you that. That's why you leave that open space. So again, very easy to do as long as you have some kind of inventory of supplies, gold, etc. Quest 4, spend forge points and research the technology, or sell 12 encounters on the GE. So if you are in the middle of an age, it is very easy to take a technology and to put it all the way up to 68 of 68 and simply not unlock the technology, and you just leave it there. When you come back to that part of the quest, you simply click on it, click unlock, and you are good to go. If you are at the very end of an age and you do not have any technologies you can unlock or really don't want to do it, you can do the 12 encounters on the guild expedition. If you are not trying to complete this in a hurry, this is a very easy way to do this. It's going to take you kind of 2 sets of turns to go through it. But again, very easy to do and shouldn't be any issue for anybody there. So we'll go back down to the quest, and that would have been the research. Quest 5, spend forge points and a number of 15-minute productions. That will depend on your age, your city, etc. Quest 6 is one of the important ones. Recruit 4 units from your current age. As you can see on my level, I do not produce any types of military units except for a few rogues and rogue hideouts. I get all my troops from the guild expedition, and I do a lot of fighting. But when you're going through the expedition, you can click on the treasure chests on any area that does not have fog on it. Right now, the entire GE is covered in fog because it doesn't open until tomorrow. But tomorrow, I could click on the first treasure chest, the second treasure chest, the third treasure chest, or the fourth treasure chest, and see what the possible prizes were inside. Why this is important is some chests only give you troops, and you can figure what they are. On level 1 of the guild expedition, you get 1 troop in these boxes. Level 2, you get 2 troops. And level 3, you get 3 troops. So my strategy is get to level 2 of the guild expedition, which we would do by unlocking down in the bottom right if it was available. Getting right up behind one of these treasure chests that gives you troops, and not touching the guild expedition until the quest begins. Wait until that quest happens, take that one, and within my next 8 attempts, I will hit another troop chest, and I will have that done relatively quickly. Moving along, and remember, you can still do this from your barracks. If you have barracks built, it's probably easier for you to do it that way than figuring out an exact spot you have to be in the guild expedition and exactly what treasure chests you need. But that is definitely a way you can do it. Continuing to go on, we are going to infiltrate 5 sectors or buy 10 forge points. If you do a lot of battling, it might make sense for you to infiltrate. I would rather buy the 10 forge points because I'm going to use them. Moving on to Quest 8, we either have to defeat 30 units or acquire 2 sectors. If you're a fighter, you could try doing that with the territory you just infiltrated. My suggestion would be is go through your neighbors list and figure out people that have crappy armies and wipe them out, or even better, people that have two-person armies, and just go and take them out very quickly. I use artillery and just bomb the hell out of them from behind if they only have those 2 little units in place. So that is one way that you can complete that step. The second way would be to acquire 2 sectors without fighting. Again, with your map, you can go to different areas and you can click to see if you have the requisite goods. Before this happens, I know I've got plenty of them. So when I get to this point, I will simply acquire 2 sectors. Again, make sure you are not acquiring the last sector in a province, or you'll have to possibly scout, and then acquire all the other sectors in order to take that province for the last quest part. Sorry there. Right, back to the quest line. We are quest 9. Again, very simple. Spend forge points, 4-hour productions. Quest 10, activate 3 boosts or buy 6 forge points. Again, I'd probably buy the 6 forge points, but if you have a fully upgraded tavern, you're not doing anything else with some of that silver. Quest 11, again, you're just putting the decorations in that empty space you had earlier. You can delete them right after you put them down. And Quest 12 is going to be that dreaded acquire a province. This can be very difficult if you've gone too far in your map, as I have in my other world, where it's hard to get goods to acquire the provinces, and my soldiers are not strong enough to fight yet. At that point, you'll have to use boosts or rely on helpful guild members to help you out. That's pretty much all there is to this quest line. Again, there's only 7 days. There'll be another quest starting on May 23rd for Sacagawea, and that will run until the 29th. There's kind of been a pattern of every quest getting 1 day shorter. I've seen 8 different photos that they've released for the historical quests, so we'll see how fast it gets by the 8th and final one. Anyways, y'all, hope you're doing well. I'll be back soon. Sorry this was the first video, but wanted to get it out about this quest before the quest started. And good forging.